you have the Emmy Awards?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Gary's all panicked.
Well, I'll get it for you. I'm on the air. He's on the
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What? Gary, when we're on the air, how can we get it?
Well, she's supposed to tell me where it is.
Where is it, Robin?
We were on the air when he was asking me the question.
Where is it?
It's in my bag.
I said, Rob, it's on your desk? She says, yeah. No, the MTV Awards is on her desk.
That's what we... No,
the Emmy Awards.
The Emmy Awards.
Okay, I accept your apology.
Jeez.
What do you mean an apology?
Well, she was wrong.
Well, Jesus, she's about to get on the air.
No, Howard, I asked her when we were in here.
Oh,
I said, Robin, I need the tape.
I thought he was asking me about your tape. That's the tape that's on my desk.
Oh.
I said, the Emmy Awards.
His top lip is sweating. How was Alaska?
Every time
I ask him how is Alaska, he goes, no. The magnetic North Pole. Where's the North Pole?
No, they're like 1,000 miles away.
Where is the North Pole?
It's straight up.
No, but where is it?
If you go to Toronto.
Where is it? Where is it physically? It's not in Alaska?
No.
Where is it?
It's probably, like the geographic North Pole, like the top of the world, come down about 300 miles.
Yeah. What is that considered?
That is part of Canada. It's Northwest Territory.
Oh, it's not Alaska.
It's like 1,000 miles away.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Did you think the North Pole was in Alaska?
No.
Oh, sorry. I did. What's in Alaska, then?
Alaska.
Kept asking.
So where did you go?
I went to...
did you go to the magnetic North Pole?
I was near it.
Wolf, I keep going. So then, I go, well, how was Alaska? I go, I didn't go to Alaska. I go, well, how was the North Pole? The magnetic North Pole. I go, what's the difference between the North Pole and the magnetic North Pole?
The magnetic North Pole is the one that your compass works off of.
Yeah.
And it moves. It's a great distance away from the real North Pole.
What?
That's the truth. The magnetic North Pole moves.
It's
your compass. You know the one you carry?
Yeah, right. I know my geography, Wolf.
Hey, I learned it to go on the trip. If you take your compass out by the magnetic North Pole, it just spins around a lot.
Hey, someone told me with your huge white teeth you got lost in the snow. They couldn't find you. You blended in.
What, is it a nice thing?
Somebody write a new joke.
What?
He said it moves? It does?
Yes.
What moves? The magnetic North Pole?
My calves.
So how'd you find it?
Every time you got there, it moved fast. Were you actually at the magnetic North Pole?
I was a little bit below it.
And what do you mean it moves?
It moves. I don't know. That's what it says. I read.
In other words, the magnetic North Pole isn't a real place. It's just a...
It's a concept.
It's a concept.
Is it a concept?
No, it's a place. I mean, it's on a map and stuff, but it moves a little bit. You know, it moves around a little bit.
I see.
Well, then everything's moving.
Yeah. No. Why is only the magnetic North Pole moving? Did you stand on it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I am. He couldn't catch it.
I bet there's a big picture of Baba Booey standing on the magnetic North Pole.
Magnetic.
I have a picture very similar to that, but it wasn't a magnetic.
Hey, both. I'm magnetic, and I'm spinning.
I went to Resolute Bay.
And what is the magnetic North Pole like?
I didn't get there. It was like 100 miles away. Very powerful.
Did you like stand somewhere near the magnetic North Pole? Just 100 miles.
Howard, the point of the trip was... You guys admit the point of the trip had nothing to do with the North Pole.
There's a picture of Baba Booey at the magnetic North Pole. We just got it in. There it is. Look at that. There it is.
Practically pulled the teeth out of my head.
All right, magnetic North Pole.
The point of the trip was to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I went on this Russian ice cutter, which was really cool.
Cool.
I guess it's not cool to you.
No, that sounds really cool. How cold was it?
It's about 20 degrees.
Really?
It's summer. But it hardly ever gets dark out. It gets dark for about an hour at around midnight.
Any bitches there?
Yeah, there were lots of guys brought their girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah. And they all had
it was like Club Med.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys won this trip, so they figured a great way to get laid was to bring a girl.
Yeah.
Then they brought a girl, and the girls just went off with other guys.
Really? That's cool.
Typical.
Yeah. Great.
But that was Molson provided that trip for me.
Good. Molson's good company. We enjoyed their beer on the Howard Stern Show. Magnetic North Pole, Wolf. Oh, he was driving me nuts. Because I figured just everything there is in Alaska. And every minute he's correcting me.
The fillings in my teeth tingled.
I compared my tusks with the walrus tusks.
And I beat him.
By inches.
Every time you said Alaska, though, he didn't just correct you. He got upset with you.
Yeah, right.
Because he knew, and you didn't know.
Right.
No.
Alaska, Wolf.
No.
I'm the Northwest Territory.
It's 1,000 miles away.
Alaska, Wolf.
When you take geography.
What?
When you take geography.
No, wait.
What is Jackie saying? It's funny, but I don't know what he's saying.
Didn't I take geography?
Oh.
When you take geography.
No, you're a funny guy.
Yeah.
Because you're always telling me how smart you are, that you went to BU, and then every once in a while you come up with these really wild things.
Douchebag, I told you I don't know geography.
Telling him how smart you are?
No, first of all, I have never once sat there and said how smart I am for going to BU. BU is not, I would not consider that an Ivy League school. Secondly, I've told you that I never learned geography in school, nor do I know where anything is. So why would I know where the magnetic North Pole is?
When did he sit down and say, I am really smart?
Every time he talks to me, he tells me how much smarter he is than me and how smart he is in general.
I'm definitely smart.
And you're the smartest person in the world.
Do you think the sign of intelligence is knowing where the magnetic North Pole is? Is that what you? Is that how you?
Good start.
I see. And did you know where the magnetic North Pole was before you went?
Of course not.
Of course not. So there you go. So you learned something 2 days ago.
A week.
Now he's smarter than you.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
I'm afraid to leave.
I can't go. Because as soon as I leave, everybody starts making fun of me.
I need my compass to find my way out of here.
Hey, Bull. All I know is I'm at the magnetic North Pole and my compass doesn't work.
Party.
All right, thanks. Come on, we got to get back to Sharon Stone.
There might be a fight in here, Bruce.
Ball.
So we went to Scores on Friday night, and Gary was at the magnetic North Pole Bowl.
Yes.
And so John was in charge.
Uh-oh.
I know. Before this goes, can we at least take a break and let me at least be happy that you're happy I got some interviews, and then we'll come back.
No, I am. I'm not mad at you.
I want to end this on a good note.
No, we went to Scores on a Friday night.
So I thought we had a good time, actually.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe you didn't. I don't know.
I had a real good time. I mean, what it was, I went to Scores, and it was short notice, so Lonnie didn't have a lot of time to pull everyone together, so we didn't have our usual
bevy of
brothel.
Yeah, we didn't have our usual brothel. So, but we played cards. You couldn't play for money because Scores is a
business? Yeah,
so we just kind of pretended like we were playing for money. So that kind of was bad.
Oh, didn't know that.
Well, they have a liquor license. You can't play for money.
But, it was like a private game. You can't rent a room in a place like that and play cards?
No. You can play cards as long as you ain't been playing for money or anything.
Oh, I'm shocked. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we just sat there. We played cards, and then it was weird. Dominic was there because we were playing cards.
Yeah.
And Dominic, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's interested in girls or what, but he never gets a lap dance or anything.
Well, he doesn't have a lap.
So the move is that Dominic. So what happens is we get our lap dances and stuff, and once the girls come, we stop playing cards because who cares about cards? We want to be with girls.
Yeah. Dominic still wanted to play cards.
Yeah. So then Lonnie comes in with the funny money. Funny money is in lieu of real money. We get handed like a whole bunch of money, and then we give it to the girl.
Why did you play with the funny money?
Yeah, we could have done that. So anyway, Dominic somehow, because Gary wasn't there, and Stuttering John was in charge, Dominic gets the funny money from Lonnie.
Well, Dominic
takes it and just hands it to all the girls. Before they even dance, he goes, "Here, girls, take all this money and show these guys a good time." Now, you got to understand something. When you go to Scores,
they don't show you a good time.
They don't show you a good time.
Unless there's money
Well,
coming.
Dominic pushed himself through that. I mean, because...
well, how did you let that happen? You said
Lonnie came out, and I said, give me the
Dominic
money.
is a flying jackass. I mean, he really
you
is.
didn't have a good time?
No, because Dominic gave the girls all the money. I don't know why he gets involved, why he has to be, he wants to take over. When he sees Gary's not there, he thinks he's in charge.
But Howard Lonnie...
And I've asked him, he can be a guest, but don't go and be in charge. Because he screws everything up. He took all of the money and handed it. So
you don't mean he gave some to each of them just to kind of get it going?
Yeah,
he gave it all out.
He gave it all out as a result. And Lonnie didn't have a lot of money that night to give out because the bosses weren't there, and Lonnie has to get permission from the bosses. So there was, it just, I don't know. I'm blaming Dominic.
Wow.
For ruining the night.
Well, he kind of took control.
Because you don't even usually have him at those things, right?
Well, he usually doesn't come, but he heard cards, so he comes.
Right.
And then as soon as the girls came, he split. I don't know what normal man leaves, unless he's so self-conscious about his blubber that he doesn't want girls seeing him fat and everything.
Well, I can imagine that there are normal men who don't want to do that.
No, I can't.
Well, you can't, but I can.
No, I don't know one guy who doesn't want to be at Scores having girls give him lap dances.
Well, that's your small circle.
No, it was nice though, Howard. We only had like 10 guys. So,
it was great. And Dominic stares at you while you're getting a lap dance and makes you feel like a pervert.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Good, I like that.
He sits there and stares.
Do you look
right,
at anybody
Jackie?
else?
Yeah, it seems wherever you are, he's across from you.
Why am I looking at someone else? I'm happy having a good time.
I don't ever look at anybody else.
But Dominic is staring at everyone?
And I was really loaded. And I passed out, and I don't know what happened.
See, the point is, when you're getting a dance...
Yeah, and John was loaded, and both of us were passed out.
No wonder he couldn't get the money.
It was unbelievable. You had to hear this.
We were in a coma.
I'm in a coma. I literally was in the coma of my life, and I didn't know what was going on. I go, John, what's going on? John had to leave or something. I go, John, what's going on? What's going on? He goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? I go, what? I don't understand what's going on. I'm too loaded here. I don't have my wits about me. He goes, I go, it seems like I don't have any money. He goes, you don't. I go, where is it? Dominic gave it all out. I go, well, John...
You never got any money?
I got some, but...
Scarce.
It was scarce.
Wow.
And when there's not a lot of money, the girls aren't excited.
Well, you know what the problem
is? You know what? I realized the value of Fa-Fa Fooey.
No, Howard, you know what?
Fa-Fa Fooey would not allow Dominic to get his hands on.
But I hope you also realize something else. Without funny money, you're not so attractive.
Yeah, right. No kidding. I didn't have a girl around me. I'm ugly without that funny money.
Howard, you know what? Dominic...
Yeah.
Dominic just, he decided to take control. It's like, you know...
Yeah, but you can't let him.
No, but he started yelling at Lonnie. Lonnie, we want money. Where's the girls? We want money. Well, money and girls, right? And I already knew
Lonnie got intimidated, gave Dominic all the money, and Dominic just handed it out to all the girls. And right up the top.
But how could Lonnie hand it to a stranger? He'd never seen Dominic before.
Oh, no, he sees Dominic all the time.
But the point is, Dominic doesn't run those parties.
Yeah, well, when Gary's not there was a vacuum, and John and I were passed out on a couch.
Well, then you deserve the bad time you had.
And then John and I woke up, and then I was like, what happened? Were we the most loaded?
We did have so much. You remember when we were trying to find the bathroom, and we kept walking around the place?
Yeah.
We were like...
and then I got stooges. Yeah, I got so high that I was just sitting there. I mean, I drank way too much. And then I go to the bathroom, and then Ronnie says to me, there's a guy in the bathroom. Because it's like one bathroom. It was the employee bathroom. Ronnie goes, there's a guy in the bathroom. I go, what do you mean? You know when you're stupid, when you're drunk? I go, what do you mean? What do you mean? He goes, you can't go in there. The guy, I think the guy's making a number 2. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it stinks in there. I go, hey, get out of there. You're stinking up the bathroom. This poor waiter walks out. He's just taking a dump. And I had been evidently I was goofing on him, and he was all upset. I didn't know. I was loaded out of my mind. I couldn't even smell anything. It didn't smell to me.
It was wonderful.
You burned out all your
I really had.
ability.
Really. I was so wrecked.
I heard.
I've never seen you that way, Howard, but I got to say, I had so much fun with it.
Yeah?
It was so much...
It wasn't fun for me.
Oh, come on.
I swore off everything until the next night.
We were laughing our heads off.
Andy said you were a mess.
I was.
Never saw you. He said he never saw anybody like that. Not just you.
Yeah, well, it was bad. I was out of control.
So you want to hear a really sad part of the story?
I think no girls took advantage of me because they didn't have any money.
Right. They'd have just picked your pockets.
That's what I think they did. I think they did because I know I had some money and it was gone.
Well, a really sad part of the story that John told me was, I guess, you know, Lonnie runs, he's a publicist, but he doesn't own the place.
Yeah,
so
I wish he did.
The guys that own the place were out of town, so I guess Lonnie didn't have access to enough funny money.
Right.
So one of your, you know, he was, you know, running around trying to dig up what he could. So later on in the evening, one of your guys showed up.
Funny money?
Who was it?
Yeah, we had to go to the mint. We had to go to the funny mint.
I guess one of your guys showed up, your trainer or something like that.
Yeah.
And you said to John, get the guy some money. So John went to Lonnie, and Lonnie took $100 of his own money out of his pocket.
No, I didn't. Oh, no.
I was caught between a rock.
I'm not going to scores anymore. That's it.
No,
Howard, too bad.
That's exactly what Lonnie did not want to happen. You cannot do that.
No, because I feel bad for Lonnie. We were taking advantage.
No. Lonnie, that's exactly what did not want to happen. He just was upset that he couldn't get a huge gala together.
All right.
But I mean, you know.
But you have money. You don't need Lonnie going in his pockets to get $100 for a guy you bring to his club.
In fact, I gave the girls all the money I had in my pocket. I had a couple of $100 on me. I gave those out, too.
All you had was a couple of $100?
Well, yeah, I had like $500. I spent... Well, usually Lonnie provides the money.
Yeah. Why don't you start getting up off some money?
Why? That's no fun. Why should I have to pay?
You know, it's funny because it
I'm not going to go if I have to pay.
You're disgusting.
I ended up there for about 15 minutes on Wednesday night.
You're worse than Dick Morris. At least he pays for his own hooker.
Yeah.
Like 3:30 in the morning on Wednesday night after the MTV Awards. I ended up there with like a bunch of musicians and stuff. And it's just a whole different place
I know.
when you're not invited and they don't have your money.
Money.
How ugly is Dick Morris's whore? I mean, really.
Ed, did you see the other one? He like had a 13-year thing going with another woman who.
But she wasn't a hooker.
Very ordinary.
Yeah, but she wasn't a hooker.
I'm not saying she was a hooker, but he just seems to like not so attractive women.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to get a regular woman that you don't have to pay for, you can see getting a regular woman. But if you're going to pay $200 to somebody, you can do better than that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He seems to like
ugly women.
The unattractive.
And how weird is his wife that she'll like stay with him no matter what?
Doesn't matter.
Well, he just signed a $2 million book deal. Where's she going to go?
No, but I mean, he doesn't have any kid. They don't, I mean, you think she'd say?
She's a lawyer. She's a high-powered lawyer.
She's got money.
So you think she likes him?
She's weird. She's got a weird thing.
Definitely weird. Unless it hasn't hit her yet. Like, you know how sometimes you go into shock? Like
well,
at that point,
yeah, well, this is pretty shocking, don't you think?
Yes. I mean, all of a sudden you find out your husband was... But maybe she knew the whole time. Maybe she had an open marriage.
I don't know. All I know is, like, in the Time magazine thing, she said something about, I have accepted his apology. I'm like, are you kidding?
Hey, you know, that's what I wonder about my wife. If I went out and whored around on her, maybe she'd be like Dick Morris' wife.
Well, I know a lot of guys...
start to wonder. I mean, because this woman could leave. She has her own money.
I think your wife would forgive you for one incident.
Right.
You know,
like if I went to a hooker once.
Once, you'd probably forgive me.
I know a lot of guys...
You the first time you found out. You're not going to tell her the first time.
Yeah, right.
No, I know a lot of guys who think
that means
like
you're
that.
good for at least 10 at 15.
Yeah, right. I could go out and have 50 affairs, and the one that pops up in the Inquirer...
Then you apologize.
Yeah,
so
right.
you never do it again, and you get...
Hey, do you forgive me? Yeah.
You know what I'm wondering about Dick Morris is if he said to her when he was apologizing that this was it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like, did he say, look, I went to a whore once, I got crazy.
Because you know there's a confession thing that has to go on.
Right.
I'm going to tell you everything.
I'm going to come clean. Then the next day in the newspaper, boom.
There's another one.
With a 13-year-old kid.
A 6-year-old.
Oh, 6-year-old.
And they don't have any kids.
Right.
Now that's tough.
Yep.
See, I know a lot of guys who think like that, who feel like their wives say, you know, if I ever catch you cheating on me, I'm leaving you. But then they figure, listen, if push comes to shove, is she really going to leave when we have like 2 or 3 kids?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they figure they got one or two good shots before they leave.
I am sorry.
It seems so.
So anyway, we were at Scores, and it was weird, and because Dominic handed out all our funny money.
Well, Dominic, see, Howard, Lonnie did come to you, because Lonnie, to be honest with you, he wouldn't give me the money.
He wouldn't?
No, because Lonnie wanted to dole it out on his own.
Good.
So that's why, but I said, you know, just give it to me. He said, no, let me do it. But then the problem with Dominic was yelling at... Lonnie did this as a favor to us.
Right.
And Dominic was yelling at him, we want more girls, come on, get together, we want more girls.
So he's even ruining your relationship?
So that's what was making me feel uncomfortable, because I knew what was going on.
Well, apologize to Lonnie about all that, because I was so loaded I didn't know what was going on. And I kept saying to John, is there a weird vibe here? Is there a weird vibe?
No, you were. You were very paranoid.
Yeah, I was.
He's always very paranoid at that time.
Yeah, I was like this. I was like, John, come here for a second. Come here. And he goes, what? I go, I'm not thinking clear. Is there a weird vibe here? Is there a weird vibe? And he goes, and John goes, you know you're supposed to calm me down? I go, no. He goes, yeah. He goes,
he gets you revved
yeah,
right
he goes, yeah, there is a weird vibe. I go, what do you mean? I knew there was a weird vibe. Neil, there's a weird vibe. And I call a big powwow in the middle of the thing.
And I was getting so worried. I told Gary on the phone afterwards. I said, I knew you were getting weird about it, but
I was right? Even in my paranoia, I was right.
What John's supposed to say is, no, Howard, it's not weird. Just we threw this thing together at the last minute. It's not the way it usually is, but it's okay.
I did.
Yeah, so John goes, there's a weird vibe, man, because and then I go to everyone, I don't think Lonnie wants us here tonight. I don't think he wants us here tonight. Everyone's like, yeah, I don't think so either. We don't have any money.
So everybody...
No, I assured you. I tried to
But then we tracked it down, and it was Dominic who had taken all of Lonnie's money and thrown it around to all the girls. Now, those girls are like pigeons. If you give pigeons a bunch of bread, they're going to run away.
Yeah.
Pigeons?
Yeah, like pigeons.
No, pigeons will stay with you.
No, pigeons
They'll stay until the breadcrumbs are gone.
Until the bread is gone.
Once the breadcrumbs are gone.
Even if you throw it out.
What's Dominic thinking? He gives away all our breadcrumbs and then leaves.
Meanwhile, Dominic had a pack of cash on him that night.
Yeah, well, of course.
He always does.
He should have paid for the friggin' evening.
Well, I don't know. I just think that he shouldn't have given away my money.
But I did apologize to Lonnie that night because I felt very bad about Dominic because he was like, you know, pushing Lonnie. Meanwhile, Lonnie was just doing this as a favor to us.
Right.
And just so you know, if anybody ever has to fill in for me again, when Lonnie hands you a stack of money, the first thing you do is divide it in half and give it to you, and then you distribute the other half to everyone else.
Right.
That's how it works.
That's it.
Lonnie insists that it works that way.
Right.
But this time, Dominic got all the money.
Exactly.
There you go.
And then Dominic handed it to all the girls.
Take the money and run away.
And they left.
Now we can play cards.
Yeah.
They're not even as good as pigeons. They ran immediately.
Yes. It was like, I'm like, I don't believe this.
Oh, they went so...
You know what it is? It's not that people look at each other. When you're getting dances, you're getting a dance, so you can't see anything.
Yeah.
And the reason it seems like Dominic's looking at everybody is he's never getting a dance, so he's always sitting there staring at everybody.
Hey, who